George, property marketing cost per sale, really important if you want to understand the value of the dollar you're spending. Where should people start?
Yeah, cool. I think as a kind of baseline and a starting point, thinking about, last click attribution and thinking about capturing your source when the actual inquiry comes through. So obviously at Social Garden, a lot of what we do is digital. Not all of what we do is digital, but the great thing about digital and last click attribution is you're able to kind of capture the source through the link, which means basically when someone clicks on an ad, whether that's in social media, whether that's on realestate.com, whether that's on Domain, whether it's on Google search, you're able to actually pass the source through the URL into the form, which means you can capture the source or where the leads come from within your CRM or your Excel spreadsheet or wherever it is you keep your leads, and you can kind of attribute that lead to a source, which means you can kind of retrospectively, you can look back and see how effective were your sources at generating sales.
Okay. And for the non-techier folks out there, you mentioned last click attribution. Can you break that down in layman's terms a little bit?
Yeah, totally. So as I said, look, last click attribution is basically the last place that someone was, or the place someone was when they actually submitted the lead. So we know on average there's sort of 6 to 8 touch points prior to someone actually converting on a property sale, on a property inquiry. So last click doesn't take into account those 6 to 8 touch points prior to that lead converting. So it's not, bulletproof, but it is a really good place to start in terms of kind of capturing, what was the source that actually kind of prompted them to convert.
Okay, so based on all of that, what do you think are the 3 key things property developers should take out of the cost per sale piece?
Yeah, cool. So I think number one, at a base level, make sure you're capturing your source at every place. So if that's online, look at capturing that through an invisible form field, and you can look that up, and you'll be easy to find instructions on how to do that. Offline, look, you got to get your salespeople to kind of capture that information, whether it's in a display or on a phone call. If you've got, listings on REA or Domain, and those inquiries are going into an email, you can just make sure when you're extracting that information and putting it into your CRM or your Excel spreadsheet that you're listing the source there. So that's kind of number one, list the source. Number two, if you're more sophisticated, look at getting marketing automation technology, because it will really help you with tracking how effective your sources are. And then probably third and finally is just, there are sort of 6 to 8 touch points prior to a user converting. So when you're analyzing the data, it's really important that you have that context and that you really understand that there are kind of outside contributing factors to someone converting. So kind of that last touch piece isn't bulletproof, but it does really help you to get a baseline channel, a baseline understanding of how channels are performing against each other.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's really interesting, George. Really appreciate your time.
Cool. Thanks, Nick. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.